So, do you know what the Hawks' penalty kill was when he was hurt?
Like position in the
Like
league.
ranking wise.
I think they got like fourth.
During the time he was injured,
Yeah, like fourth.
the Hawks were fucking one.
No.
They had the best penalty kill in the league, over 90%, 91.7%. Isn't that fucking insane?
Well, I
You,
mean,
you know what their
he
penalty
comes
kill?
back in that
You know what their
31
penalty kill
consecutive.
has been since Jones came back?
32.
No, it's not rank 32. It's 20. They have a 75% penalty kill.
Yeah, not good enough.
And I mean, he plays the penalty kill.
He
It's like
plays the power play.
what's fucking different there? Seth Jones. What the fuck is going on? Like, yeah, honestly, I didn't even look at the power play either. Watch that be fucking dog shit too now.
I mean, it hasn't been. I mean, they were 2 for 4 in this game. Both their goals were power play goals in this one. But I just feel like when he was out, Vlasic running that PP1, like I just felt there was urgency. There was a lot more jump in this team.
Okay.
With Vlasic, running it.
Yeah. No, there definitely was. Like, because he moved the puck and then he knew when to shoot because like it was a good option. Like the amount of times right now where it's like, okay, Bedsy, like if you watch Montreal and their power play and it gets to Line, who sets up on like if you're looking at the goal, he's like blue line left side so that it's like an easy one-timer for him because he's right-handed. And so they set it up in the umbrella and he starts with it, passes it to the defenseman, passes it to the right side. That shifts all the defensive players over. They move it back, and as they move it back to him, he fucking unloads a 1T. And I'm just kind of like, okay, why don't we do that? And it's because Seth Jones is also right-handed, and now when that puck moves over to the right side, as soon as it gets back to him, he fucking shoots it instead. And it's just kind of like, okay, I feel like there's a better option here, but maybe I'm just fucking wrong.
I've been trying to defend him the entire time since he's come to Chicago. I felt like he had an unfair judgment against him based on the contract he signed. And we always talk about it. It's like you can't blame the player on that because, what are you going to say? Someone offers you X amount of money and you're going to be like, no, you know what? I'm not worth that. Let me take less money.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's Stan Bowman's last fuck you to the Hawks. I mean, let's just plain and simple. That's what it is. And you can call me a Bowman hater all you want. I don't care. This is his last big fuck you to Chicago before he was out. And it's just, I'm having so hard. Like it's becoming harder and harder to defend this guy. And it's especially with what you sent regarding the media scrum with Seth Jones post Winter Classic. If you want to get into that.
Sure. Yeah. It's just I forgot what it said. It's according to Bleacher Report. Oh, Tab Bamford. It says, after the game, we were told that Nick Foligno, Connor Murphy, and Seth Jones, the 3 formerly recognized leaders, and Hall would speak to the media. When we got in the room, we were greeted by Foligno, Hall, Murphy, and then Connor Bedard. And it's like the teenagers spoke after the game. The 30-year-old making $9.5 million did not.
He's got an A on his jersey.
Yeah, man. It's crazy to me because like we tend to hear a lot of quotes from the guys that are mentioned, and I never hear anything about Seth Jones saying anything. Like is he like exempt from like actually having to talk to anybody all the time?
Like you're a captain, a leader on an Original Six franchise. You're one of the highest paying players on this team. You are the highest paid player on this team, I believe. And you're not going to talk to the media because you're unhappy how the game went. So you send out a 19-year-old kid who is already under the microscope and just absolutely getting destroyed for no fucking reason by fans outside of Chicago and people outside of Chicago.
And they're just going to shit on him as part of the loss for, not scoring a goal. But what's he going to do when nobody can make a fucking pass?
I don't know. At this point, it's like, fucking buy him out. I rather have that cap hit on our books than somebody like that on our team. Especially with what's going where things are hopefully going with the development of our back end and stuff, like prospects. You know what? Buy him out. It opens up another spot for somebody else in our system that was potentially on the way out just because they were odd man out because of Seth Jones' contract.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I know that's
I feel like it's gonna end up getting how many years left on it? Is it 6? 5? I feel like he's gonna have to get moved because eventually you have Levshunov and you have Renzel, and like I'm sure they're both gonna be on the team within the next 5 years.
And I don't even fucking think about Renzel. Like I always forget about him because he's not with like Rockford or anything. Like when I think of all the guys that are in Rockford and like the guys get called up, sent down in Chicago and all that. Like, yeah. Dude, fucking buy him out.
It's not. I feel like that's not worth it, and you could just fucking trade him. I'm sure he would be fine with being traded to like a fucking contender with like salary retained.
But what contender? If you're gonna retain salary, then it's like that's where I miss cap friendly because
why?
To see the buyout.
I'm looking at the buyout right now. They have it on Puckpedia.
Okay, but that doesn't seem right to me.
So his cap hit would be 7.375 for next year. Is that? Oh, I chose the wrong year. It would be 25-26. There we go. So if you did a buyout of Seth Jones, it would be $5 million next season on the books. And then 7.5,
okay,
$8 million, $8 million, and then it's $1 million for 5 years after that. That doesn't seem right, but is that it? It's only 5 years. Buyout length 10 years. How did they end up? Like, I don't understand that versus like the Parise and Suter buyout.
Yeah.
All right, I don't know.
Well, didn't they had those different contracts that were signed before?
Is that why
everything changed? So it might be different.
That's not bad.
But it's like honestly, I know it's really like it's an overreaction to say buy him out.
Oh yeah.
But it's like at the same time though, it's like
you know what? I don't even think you could buy him out. No, you could. I was sorry. I was thinking like you couldn't terminate. You can't terminate his contract. That's what it is.
That you can buy him out. Yeah, there's nothing stopping because he's still going to get his money regardless. Like
because I think with a no move, you can't terminate a contract because they can't be waived, and you have to waive somebody to do a contract termination. I was like, oh wait, no, I was just mixing those up. But yeah, I mean, at this point,
anybody can be bought out.
Like we've had the experience with Seth Jones, and I keep waiting for it to be better. And I feel like it gets better towards the end of the season, which gives me hope for the next year. And then it's shit.
He has his end of the year flash, and then he has his occasional like 2 or 3 good games during the season, like throughout the season. Like he'll go on like a span of like 3 good games that you're like, okay, here we go. It's like, and that's what's so frustrating is it's like it's there. He can be this defenseman and this player that like we all expected him to be, and why he was drafted top 5 and all this stuff. Like you can see the glimpse of it. The problem is that I don't know. Is it like he wants to be the guy? He wants everything to run through him. Like he has to be like top dog in the team and all that kind of stuff. Cause it's like you see him looking off Bedard and stuff. Like,
right.
It's just, we talk about PLD being a locker room cancer and shit. I mean, is Seth Jones in that category?
I don't know.
I mean,
You'd have to be in the locker room to find that out. Like, I never want to put that on anybody because, like, I feel like half the time it's people blowing stuff out and they just want it to be that way. They want it to be like, oh, this guy's definitely a locker room cancer. And then, like, you hear from the players like, I fucking love that guy. He's, like, one of the best. Yeah. It's just on the ice, though. You're like, why? What the fuck is going on? Like, how come we don't hear from you, like, after the games? Like, how come you hear from Hall and you hear from Bedard saying, like, we gotta be better. Like, you can't do that in that setting. Like, you can't do that to the fans who are there to support you and play like that. And then he just has nothing to say.